Started with one kid. Now one courtroom in Las Vegas is dedicated to caring for children with autism when they've been arrested.
You know, it blends the justice system and the healthcare system together, and it is the subject of tonight's Vegas Lost with John Trainer.
It's a place unlike any other in the country, where sentences are handed out in candy and allowance, where juveniles serve their time in therapy. That is a 10-year-old girl. Minutes later, a teenager shares his homework. It can be hard to believe, but they have a few things in common. They're in court, they're defendants, they're autistic.
What behavior are we going to be looking for? Because they aren't going to be able to enforce a single thing. Right. So we're in survival mode.
This is Autism Court, hearings designed specifically for children with autism. In place of a gallery of members of the public, there are more than a dozen representatives of healthcare, insurance, legal aid, and therapy. Without this court, these kids, as young as 10, most arrested for assault or battery, could be going to detention centers.
They can't handle the level of frustration or communication issues, and so they act out, often violently.
To understand why this court is here, you have to understand the woman who created it.
We're the first court in the nation to focus solely on the needs of the autistic youth.
Hearing Master Sonny Bailey sits with the power of the court behind her and a basket of candy next to her. Her daughter is autistic. She knows how important therapy is to both the child and the parent.
Early intervention is the key, but now we have a lot of children coming up that are entering their teens that have had no services at all. So now we're into this different term. It's not the early intervention, it's just any intervention is key.
Most, if not all, of these kids and teenagers who come in front of her have never had therapy at all. Their arrest typically the side effect of their disorder. So Bailey says, why not sentence them to get the help they need and get them that help before they turn 18 when insurance companies would close their doors?
Here's the thing, if he's living at home, his insurance should still continue.
It's like 26.
Okay. And then at age 18, he then applies for Medicaid. It'll take whatever time that happens. We will transition him out of parent insurance into Medicaid, which then opens us up to DRC, into ATAP. It opens up a whole nother world of issues.
Here's how it works. A juvenile is arrested, sent to autism court. Bailey orders the parent to get a diagnosis for autism, orders them to pair with a provider in town to get the child into therapy, then schedules follow-up court dates to track their progress. Follow the plan, the young offender stays out of the system. It's been running for 7 months. Bailey says it's working.
Our job is rehabilitative and to provide support for the parents. Anything in any particular court that can benefit these children should absolutely be utilized.
The really incredible thing is what we don't know. Some studies show 1 in every 50 approximate boys will be diagnosed with some form of autism. They don't know how many people currently in adult jail have autism, but imagine 1 in every 50 inmates having that. It's a significant number. Could this curtail some of that crime?
Some of those people just were never diagnosed.
Just never treated, never diagnosed. Could that have been prevented?
Interesting. Right. Fascinating,
Thanks.
John. Thank you. You can email John directly if you have story ideas or comments about our Vegas Lost series. That email, vegaslost@news3lv.com. John will reiterate that when he goes on Facebook Live here in just a moment to take your questions. Just go to News 3 Las Vegas on Facebook and engage.
All right.